Hey, welcome to No Drinks in the Booth podcast, back with another classic episode 16. As always, shout out to everyone listening on Apple Podcast and Spotify. If you could, please leave us a 5-star review. It pushes us up higher in the charts and we like hearing from you. As always, in the booth with me, we're missing Pav today. Pav is AWOL.
MIA, missing in action.
MIA.
Who knows what's going on?
But as always in the booth with me is coffee lover Chris Watson.
How's it going?
And me. Yeah, and as always holding it down myself, Wake here. I'd say how is everyone? Chris, how are you?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
Yeah. I'm good. I think we've got a really good podcast this week because there's some really great stuff happening.
It's a sad podcast because Pav isn't here. It's not good because Pav isn't here. You know.
No, I didn't mean that. It was great. Pav's not here.
No, we have got a good podcast this week.
We've got a really good podcast.
Yeah, a lot of good tracks. Do you know what? I'm looking at the list now. I've got the list in front of me of the tracks we're reviewing. There's some. Do you know what? I've got some low ratings as well and some high ratings. Like sometimes we have like a lot of high ratings or just a lot of like middle ratings. I've actually got a few lower ratings here. I'll be honest with you.
Yes, mine are very high and very, very low. Like there's a up and down. Actually, no, I'm looking. Mine are all fairly in the middle.
Okay.
Which sums up what I do. Cool.
So we can have half an hour of me just slating tracks. Fantastic. Absolutely
great,
brilliant.
Politically correct. Chris is going to just be slating tracks. What have you been up to this week? You were streaming at the weekend. How was that?
Yeah, it's good. It's so weird to actually DJ. It's got to the point now where it's like it was actually, honestly a little bit scary. I was like, wow, I'm actually like playing like DJ now to people. Well, at least like virtually. But yeah, no, it was good fun, and just been producing and just try. I'm obviously on the really kind of hammering the social media at the minute, so got some new videos coming out in the week. You know, my kind of chilled house remixes of popular tracks and things. Like got a few of those coming out. Yeah,
really? Yeah. I haven't spoke about him at all, have we? No. Fair enough.
We only spoke about him once last week. What are you been like that for? We only spoke about him once last week.
We spoke about him off the podcast on the phone the other night.
Oh yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, so I think it's okay. We can say there's now a potential collaboration coming up. You know, myself on the keys, myself on the drum pad, and Mr. Kadir on the turntables. That's what we like to see.
Yeah.
We just need to find a clip now, though. We need to find something that we can remix and kind of flip.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have any ideas yet.
No, I'll be honest with you. So it was my sister's birthday Saturday, the same day as you were all streaming. Happy birthday, LA, for Saturday just gone. So I didn't see any of the streams. I'm not gonna lie to you, I missed everything because it was my sister's birthday, so we was doing birthday
justified
stuff.
Mate, it's okay, it's justified.
Yeah, indoors, and it was nice. It was really cool. We built some Lego because she got a big. This is a very Kadir thing. She got a big Walt Disney World Magic Kingdom castle.
Nice.
It's like saying stupid, like 8,000 pieces.
That is the most Kadir thing I've ever heard in my life. That is just it.
So we spent a lot of the day like building Lego, which sums up 2020 really, because I'm doing something for a radio. Not a major radio. Well, it is major radio. It's not like a big Radio 1 thing or anything, but I'm doing a guest mix for someone in a few weeks. I think that comes out December.
Can you reveal who it is, or is it under wraps?
No, I can reveal who it is. So Liam Bone, he asked me to do a guest mix for his radio show on, I think it's Chelmsford Radio. So that I think is coming out beginning of December. We're still actually talking about when it's coming out and what's happening, how long, like all the fine details, but that's happening. Me and you are obviously doing that the collaboration thing we spoke about, so I'm just waiting for something and listening. But other than that, it's been a good week for me because of stuff we're going to talk about later on in the podcast, which maybe should we just get into the news now?
Let's get into the news. Go on.
It's a good podcast. Let's get into the news. Okay, first news headline this week. Chris Brown and Drake have got a collaboration album. It's a rumour, but it was potentially confirmed by Chris, and it is called Best of Both Worlds. Chris is potentially confirmed by Chris Brown, not Chris Watson. It's called Best of Both Worlds. I think it's going to be hard. I think it's going to be a banger.
I remember whenever it was years ago, and
when they're beef,
and don't quote me on this, but it wasn't like Chris Brown or Drake throwing bottles at each other in a club or something.
They were throwing bottles at each other in a club, and it was something to do with Rihanna.
Yeah, and all that kind of crazy period. So how things change, like, you know, nice to see unity. Nice to see unity.
Yeah,
we love unity.
Yeah.
We'll get onto that. But no, it's good to see, and the albums could be really exciting. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, they had that track together, didn't they?
No Guidance.
No Guidance, and that was people love that.
Yeah.
The video is very entertaining.
I like that
as
track.
well.
That track was good.
Yeah, it's a really good track. And if that's sort of like a precursor, maybe a little glimpse into what their album would be like. I can just look Drake's collaboration albums and Chris Brown's collaborations albums separately. Chris with Tyga and Drake with Future have both been fantastic albums.
Yeah.
So it gives a lot of hope for this Best of Both Worlds album that they're going to do.
Oh, is that what it's called? Best of Both Worlds?
Well, that's what it's rumoured to be called. Chris Brown was speaking about it, and it was potentially confirmed, and all this stuff. But apparently it's happening.
Nice.
Best of Both Worlds.
That's
cool. Even though they're both in the same world, but whatever. Okay, moving on to the next headline. Kiss Nights. Kiss FM Radio have launched their Kiss Nights, which is obviously across the night time for at Kiss. I'm going to read off a list of some of the DJs that were involved. Some are existing Kiss DJs, some are new, and you'll know them. A-Track, Gorgon City, Deadmau5, Joel Corey, Majestic, DJ Q, Rude Kid, Sam Divine, Shorty Blitz and DJ MK, Shosh, DJ SKT, TCTS, and the Tool Room Residency with Mark Knight. That is literally just a small excerpt of all the DJs. They've got Billy the Kid and Charlie Powell and some other existing Kiss DJs on their Majestic, but I thought I'd sort of highlight the newer ones. Big move for Kiss.
I can't believe Deadmau5 is
move.
coming to Kiss FM UK. I can't believe that.
And A-Track.
But
And Tool Room.
Yeah, but Deadmau5 though, that's insane. I can't believe he's coming to Kiss. Crazy.
Well, the thing I'd like to point out, a lot of these artists individually have posted about it, and I don't think it's like literally just 2 hours or an hour, however long their show is, of them playing music. It is like they've been given a full-blown show with features and interviews and guest mixes and stuff. Because I know A-Track was talking about like he will have feature mixes and interviews on his show. Equally, cool. So was I think it was Shorty Blitz and DJ MK who already do a fantastic Kiss show, but they were talking about doing more Tool Room with Mark Knight, TCTS, SKT, Shosh. Look, it's a big list. Joel Corey, Majestic, continuing his long successful reign at Kiss.
TCTS,
Gorgon City
producer. TCTS,
yeah,
quality music.
Yeah, really good producer. Gorgon City, big name. It seems that
I love
they've
how
put some money in.
Boosted their profile so much now that, you know, Deadmau5 and all these other guys can come to Kiss and be Kiss FM UK, London. Like, it's cool, you know, seeing all these kind of names coming to the station. Do you think this is to compete with like the diversity that Radio 1 has at night? Because this is what it will go up against. Because Radio 1 at night is more specialist. And they've had a bit of a shift round as well, but they obviously have more specialist shows, whether it's a drum and bass show, a reggae show, a hip hop show, like whatever it may be. This is like in direct competition with it. And looking at the list, it is a diverse list, like Rude Kid with Grime, Sam Divine with like that Defected sound, Tool Room Residency with Mark Knight, obviously showcasing the best from Tool Room. Shorty Blitz and MK would be hip hop. Shosh would be garage, I assume. SKT would be more upfront house, so Joel Corey and Majestic. Deadmau5 would be electro.
and sort of like big main rooms. It's like a very
There's a lot
wide
going
scope.
on. Yeah.
Yeah, a very wide scope. I think it's interesting. I can't wait to listen to A-Track's show. That one will be the one I'm listening to first. Chris, what one will you be? What will your show of choice be?
Well, I keep mentioning it, just to hear Deadmau5 on the radio. He's pretty cool. I used to listen to him a lot when I was younger. Legend, really.
Strobe, what a song.
Yeah. Obviously, I'm definitely going to check out A-Track for sure. And definitely check out Sam Divine as well. Loving her I love her DJ sets, how she puts the music together, and great song selection. So yeah, definitely those.
She does Defected Radio, and she's continuing on with Defected Radio. It's not like she's left.
Yeah, no, really good. Great selections. So definitely those three I'm going to be checking out. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I can see. Yeah, there's a couple more names they could add. Like Wade Kadir, Chris Watson, Pavan Saki.
They could do, mate.
The No Drinks in the Booth podcast comes to radio.
I'm not sure they had the budget for that though. That's my only question.
We'd do it for not very much. Trust me. Not selling ourselves short on, I think, but Kiss, get us on there. Thanks. Okay, let's move into our last headline, which is the biggest headline, and we're only going to touch upon it briefly because we'll talk about it more later on in the podcast. Is Joe Biden and Kamala Harris win the 2020 presidential election? So now Joe Biden is president-elect and Kamala Harris is vice president-elect. What a day Saturday was.
Yeah, that's a bit of good news for 2020, isn't it? We like that. Yeah. That's a bit of good news.
It's a step in the right direction for all our US fans.
Definitely.
And friends and family.
Sure, definitely.
I think we should that should be the headline for that, because we're going to talk about Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, 2020 election, Donald Trump and all the other stuff later on. Mm-hmm. Should we just leave that one?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do some reviews, because it's me, it's you. We've got our imaginary Pav with us today, even though he's not here. Shout out Pav, we miss you. And let's just get into it. Reviews. Okay, first track, Gigs. The track is called Buff Baddies.
Hype. I mean, you can't not get hyped when you listen to this track. Gigs, UK rap legend. Not really much else to say about this one. I gave it 3 out of 5 drinks.
Okay, Buff Baddies by Gigs. I gave it 4 out of 5 drinks. This is what 2020 needs. People like Gigs to come back. Track is hard. I'd listen to it when I obviously put together the reviews, and I was listening to it today earlier on. And yeah, really hard, great flow. It's like typical Gigs, but I miss typical Gigs. So it gets 4 out of 5 drinks from me. I'm going to listen to the album at some point. I haven't listened to it yet, but I will. And if it's anything like what people have been saying, it's going to be a 5 drink rating album, I reckon. So let's move on. Love of Your Life is the name of the track. It is by Pav's favourite, Ray. He's not here. I know there's a Ray track and he's not here. So Chris, your thoughts on Love of Your Life by Ray?
Oh, yeah, I thought it was a great song. Really nicely put together. The production, the writing, everything was really cool, and I'm probably strong contender for track of the week for me, because I really enjoyed this one. So 4 out of 5 drinks for me.
Yeah, Love of Your Life by Ray. So I listened to it, I didn't like it straight away. I was like,
oh,
it's just, I just thought, it's all right. Everyone's doing this sort of like nostalgia. Was it future nostalgia sound? And it's very like disco-y, and it's all right. Like when I was doing the reviews, and then I listened again today, and then I listened again earlier on. I listened again. I was like, it's actually quite a good track.
Yeah.
It's not I don't know why there's something about it that doesn't do it for me, but I really like it. I wouldn't turn it off.
Yeah.
But equally, I most probably wouldn't listen to it. But I gave it 4 out of 5 drinks because I'm trying to. It's a good track. It's well above average. The songwriting's really good. The production's fantastic. It's got to be 4 out of 5.
Definitely.
So, okay, right. Next track is called ATM. It's by Bree Runway, and it features the legendary Missy Elliott. Chris?
Yeah, I was going to ask you, Wade. Is Bree Runway? She's English, right? She's from London.
I'm
almost certain she's from London, because she reminds me of Nadia Rose. Her kind of flow and like her style. And yeah, I thought the record was cool, and a really big feature, obviously, for her. So yeah, I gave it 3 out of 5 drinks. Cool track.
Okay, ATM by Brie, Runway featuring Missy Elliott. Yeah, I thought it was really good. Like, I'm just double checking to see where she's from now.
I actually checked because obviously first time I heard it, I was like, this sounds like Nadia Rose. And I looked on her Twitter and, you know, you can see like their location sometimes on Twitter and stuff. She sounds she's British.
Go on. Yeah, she is.
She's British,
from, she's from Hackney, yeah,
cool.
So ATM, sorry, I'll just word of my own. She's from Hackney. Features the legendary Missy Elliott. I was really impressed by it. I really liked it. I think getting Missy Elliott on a feature is not easy. And Missy Elliott, I think, delivered on the feature. I gave it a comfortable 4 out of 5 drinks. There's no way it could be any less. I don't think it quite got a 5. And that's through no fault of its own. It just like sits comfortably in the 4 mark. Really good flow. Missy Elliott verse was what I expect from a Missy Elliott verse. And it's good to see Missy Elliott back, to be honest. Hopefully there's more features and maybe some new songs, maybe an album. That'd be great. Okay, let's move on. We've got quite a lot of reviews this week. So, the track's called Gotcha. It's by Unknown T, Vibes Cartel, and Digger D.
Yeah. When I've got here on my notes, when Digger D came in, I nearly flipped my laptop. Like, when he came in on that verse. Like, yeah. Yeah, this track's wicked. Yeah, this is like one for the gym playlist. It's hype. Can't really hate on it. I've gave it 4 out of 5 drinks. Good track.
Yeah, Gotcha, Unknown T, Vibes Cartel, and Digger D. I gave it 4 out of 5 drinks as well, so we agree on that. It's not my type of music, you know. I don't really listen to this type of stuff.
Yeah, but you have to be honest, when you hear this track, you can't not get hyped. It's hype.
I listened to it and I was like, oh, because I basically, long story short, I listened to all the reviews in the gym before we do it, and obviously the gyms are shut in England for anyone that didn't know, so I can't go. And I was listening to it and I was like, oh, this would be perfect if I was in the gym. Because sometimes some of the music I listen to in the reviews isn't suited maybe for a gym.
Yeah.
Like when you're listening to Ray, Love of Your Life, it's not wanting really sort of like suggesting that I lift weights. As in this track makes me want to like throw a weight at someone's face.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it gets 4 out of 5 drinks for that reason alone. Yeah. And if I could go gym, I would throw away at someone's face. So there you go. Okay, next track.
Make sure this song's never played in the gym when Way's there.
In the gym.
No one's safe.
No one's safe. Flipping hand sanitizer and all that stuff. Okay, next track is called Tragic. It's by the Kid Laroi featuring Young Boy Never Broke Again.
Cool. Unexpected collaboration. The Kid Laroi is really good. Unexpected collaboration, but it's cool. Really melodic, like, you know, it's catchy. So 3 out of 5 drinks for me.
Okay. I gave Tragic 4 out of 5 drinks. I've gave it everything 4 out of 5 drinks at the moment because it's good. It's been good so far. Look, super melodic and super catchy.
Yeah,
I listened to it and I found myself like feeling like I knew it the first time I listened to it. And I think that's, but not in a good way. So that's why it easily gets 4 out of 5 drinks. We're whizzing through these, by the way, because they're good.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's good.
Okay, next track. Chris, I don't know how you pronounce this, but you most probably would.
I think you say Hawaii, right?
I thought it was Hawaii, but it's missing an I.
Yeah. I think let's go with Hawaii. I think let's go with Hawaii.
I thought, or is it Hawaii?
Or Hawaii. I don't know.
Who knows? But it's Maluma featuring The Weeknd on Hawaii / Hawaii remix. You actually sent me, not the remix, not the one featuring The Weeknd, the original, the other day when we was talking about something, which was quite funny that this come up in the reviews. Go on, you can go with this.
Yeah, the original's gone crazy. It's like a massive hit.
Yeah.
It's got like crazy numbers. I think like 320 million streams or something so far.
Nothing. Light
work, and it's only been out for like a month or 2 months or something. Crazy, but great track. The production, the drums in this are just like, they hit hard. And I actually called Wade earlier this week because I've been producing a reggaeton track for an artist this week, and I sort of like played my drums I had in like the first version compared to this track, and like, you know, these drums in this track are just insane. So I turn those drums up if they're going to be anywhere like this, which is like kind of the benchmark in like reggaeton music right now. It's like the biggest track I think at the minute. So yeah, sorry, back to this one though. Obviously, it's got The Weeknd on it. I don't think The Weeknd, Wade, has sung in Spanish before, right? This is like a new thing.
It's the first time I've ever heard him sing in Spanish, and unless maybe there was some really early Weeknd stuff that I don't know that he's sung in Spanish, but I doubt it.
Yeah. So it's cool to hear him singing in Spanish, and kind of quite unexpected kind of guy to jump on the feature
remix,
but also the remix, but it's kind of it's cool, and so 3 out of 5 drinks. It's a cool track.
Okay, Hawaii, we're not sure. Maluma, it's the remix. It features The Weeknd. I really like the track. Like the original is really good. I like the one with The Weeknd more because I like The Weeknd, but that's because I'm a Weeknd fan. The only thing I can think why The Weeknd might be on it is to maybe push it towards more of a like commercial general audience.
Well, I mean,
or maybe like an R&B audience. I think, but then Maluma's not exactly.
Yeah, I think what it is, it's not, you say like commercial audience. I mean, the track's doing commercially just fine on its own. I think it's actually towards like a US and UK audience. That's what it's doing.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like more of a wide scope across
for sure.
The US.
That's absolutely why they've done it, for sure.
Yeah, over here. Is it a good feature every Weeknd? Yeah, I don't think it's bad. First time I've heard him sing in Spanish, like you said. I gave it 4 out of 5, but I equally gave the original 4 out of 5. I don't think having The Weeknd enhances it. No offense to The Weeknd, and I'm a massive fan of him. I don't think it enhances it. It adds to it, but it doesn't, in my opinion, make the track any better. But it makes it more appealable, I suppose, for like UK and US audiences.
Yeah.
So look, 4 out of 5 is not bad. Okay, next track is called Young Weezy. It's Nav featuring Gunna.
Yeah, this one. I mean, yeah, if you know me, like it's not quite the kind of stuff that I normally listen to. I'm not quite sure. I couldn't really pick up like lyrically what they were kind of really saying with the lyrics. It's just not really what I normally listen to. So I gave this one 2 out of 5 drinks for me.
Yeah, see, I'm a fan of Nav, and I have been for a while since I heard him on a feature with Travis Scott. This is not his best work, in my opinion. It's off his new album, which I think is called Infinite Tsunami. But yeah, it's not as strong as the album, if that makes sense. I think the features was sort of selling it, and I don't think Gunna really makes much difference, to be frank. I like Nav in it. I gave it 3 out of 5 because I think it's good. I don't think it's going to break through. It's going to, unfortunately, be like a forgotten track off an album. It's not going to be the main one that people remember from the album.
No.
So yeah, 3 out of 5. It's good. It's just, I don't know. It's a shame because I feel bad saying it because I actually am a fan of Nav. But yeah, 3 out of 5 for Young Weezy. Okay, next track, Love Life, Benny Benassi featuring Jeremiah. Unexpected collaboration.
Unexpected collaboration. Like super unexpected.
Well, but we say that Benny Benassi did work with Chris Brown and Khalees and loads of other people.
Yeah. I mean, you know, years ago, whenever it was, when Benny Benassi did Beautiful People with Chris Brown, amazing record. I actually think, you know, one of the best records in recent time, like in this kind of era of music. I know that was kind of like the last era of music, but you know what I mean? Was it? I was going to.
It's a great
record. Do you know why I just said that? It's because I was about to say I actually think one of the best records of the last 10 years, but is it older than 10 years old, that track? Beautiful People.
Well, I will double check now.
Sorry, Wayne, I know you hate doing research on the pod, but
we see, one of the things people don't know that listen to the pod is I always say to Chris and Pav, do not throw questions at me without telling me before the podcast.
Wait,
because I don't know. I'm not the infinite knowledge.
Wait, it just came into my head now. I'm sorry, mate. I'm sorry, and we need to know so I can make a point.
Oh, good for you.
Oh god, everyone Wade hates me now.
2011, so it isn't within the last.
Just about, yeah. Yeah, I mean, Beautiful People, one of the best records, I think, from the last 10 years. There we go. One of the best records.
Oh, that, just so you could say
just
that.
Just so I could say that line. So yeah, it would be nice to hear more of that sound from Benny Benassi, because I'm a big fan of that record. So I gave this one 2 out of 5 drinks for me.
Okay, I thought it was good. I thought it was better than 2 out of 5. Love Life, Benny Benassi featuring Jeremiah. I thought it was better than 2 out of 5. Much better. Was it as good as Beautiful People? No, but then Beautiful People I think have come out now wouldn't do as well because that sound was bigger.
Yeah.
I really, really like this. And if we could play in clubs, I would play it in a club, and it would definitely be something that is like, you know, one of them tracks that you can play, gets a good reaction, but doesn't really like move anyone to like, oh my God, this is the best night.
Yeah, it's not like everyone going crazy.
No, but equally you could play it and no one would do anything, like they wouldn't do anything negative, like they wouldn't fight or leave or moan.
No.
It's really good. I think it's above average. I gave it a 4 because the collaboration I think is really good. It's really good for 2020.
Yeah.
If this happened in 2011, it would have been like, meh, it's not as good as Beautiful People. But in 2020, you know, I think it's a banger of a collaboration. Let's move on. Let's agree to disagree. Like politics, which we might be talking about later.
Maybe.
Okay. Who knows? Okay, next track is called Late Night Text by Zai, Miss Banks and Quengface. Is that you say it?
I think so. Yeah.
I've never heard anyone say his name.
I hear a lot of UK rappers talking about Quengface, but I'm not.
Yeah.
Is that an artist? I'm sorry. I'm showing my lack of UK rap knowledge right now, even though I'm actually a fan of it. But, you know, do you know what I'm saying, Wade? Like, I swear loads of people say.
What, like Janine Aiko? Okay.
Oh, well, okay. Right,
well, Joe, what? For clarity, I'm going to double check.
Oh, God. Wait, your phone is being used as podcast more than any other podcast so far. You just can't.
But and the reason I'm going to double check is because I know the answer.
Oh.
Yeah, you obviously don't.
Right.
But I don't want to say, yeah, definitely an artist. And I'm like, do they produce? So it says, and this is Google's official title for Quengface, it says musical artist.
Okay, right. That's cool.
There you go.
There you go.
That's what they're classed as.
There you go. The track for me didn't kind of bring anything like crazily different to a lot of stuff I've heard before, from kind of like the Afro swing kind of genre. So, although I do highly rate Miss Banks and Zai, so it's just a tricky one for me, this one. But two out of five drinks for me.
Well, it ain't tricky. Just say how you feel.
I have, yeah, two out of 5 drinks.
Oh yeah, it's really good. Yeah, it's really good. Give it a 1 out of 5 drinks. Yeah, okay, yeah. No, just say how you feel. Say it with your chest. Sat loud and proud.
2 out of 5 drinks. I've said it.
Okay. Late Night Tech, Zai, Miss Banks, and Quengface. I gave it 2 out of 5 drinks.
There we go.
Because we're doing pretty well matching on most of these, besides a couple. Reason I gave it 2 out of 5 drinks. Is it just, I don't know, it didn't move the needle. It's a really good track. Not really good track. It's a good track. Is it average? Yeah, but in that sort of genre, I'd say it's below average. Okay. Does that make sense? In a pool of music, I'd say it's average. In a pool of that genre, I'd say there's better. Yeah. That's an average standard. So that's why I got 2 out of 5 drinks, which is a long way round of saying it wasn't for me.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's move on. Next one, DJ Zinc featuring Notion. The track is called Lights Out.
I just expected like more from 2 like great artists. We're
gonna disagree again. I can
yeah, 2 out of 5 drinks for me on this one.
2 out of 5.
Yeah.
I disagree. I gave this a 4.
Okay.
I thought the production was really good. Like really good. I thought the production was like solid. Is there better DJ Zinc tracks? Yes. But are they 5 rated? Yes. Is this above average? Yes. Would I play it? Yes. Would I listen to it? Yes. You got 4. Fits in the 4. It fits perfectly in a 4.
Okay. I just get very up about like when it comes to like electronic and dance music because I really want it to be.
Chris
good.
is a snob.
I just really want it to be like super good because then, you know, instead of these tracks getting like 10, 20,000 views, we can start getting back to like 400, 500,000 views and up like it was sort of 5-6 years ago. That's my thing. So I don't like.
But this is a side note away from this track completely. Do you think the reason they were getting such high views 4 or 5 years ago is because DJing and that electronic music was really thrust into like the commercial spotlight?
Yeah, but it's just you know, without the artists, then there is nothing to push into the spotlight. And I just feel like a lot of artists have kind of let it slip from where it was. So to kind of, you know, there's only a few records that come through that are really good records in the minute. You know, it just, for me personally, I just really, you know, want to see some more really great records coming out from sort of electronic music.
Okay, we can agree to disagree. Okay, I gave it 4 out of 5 drinks. You gave it 2. Let's just move away from it. This is more like the US presidential election than what I thought. Okay, Armageddon, Marco Ferrawan, and Greco.
Hold on, just quickly. Are you saying I'm Trump?
I'm definitely not.
Well, I'm definitely not Trump.
Well, there's one person that's missing today.
Well, we can't call Pavan Trump. We can't call.
No,
Pav
I don't think we could. We can't call him Trump, but he can't defend
Yeah, he
himself.
can't defend himself because he's not here.
so it's not me and it's not you. I'm not saying I'm not. Maybe it's Melania. Who knows?
Oh, what? Where's she? Who's that? Well, I know who that is, but I mean, like, who's that in this podcast?
She's the first
Like
lady.
you know what I'm saying, mate. Who's that in the podcast?
Well, look, I'm Barack Obama. I know that. So
No, I'm Barack Obama.
you're not, because you don't hold anything together.
What's that?
I'm the one that.
mean?
I'm the one that does all the intros, all the talk bit throughout the first.
And I do the audio editing. I put all the audio together and then put the podcast out and do the descriptions.
You could be Joe Biden. I can be Barack Obama, and Pav can be Michelle Obama. Done.
Nice. Yeah, cool. Do you know what? I'll take that. I am the vice president. You're the host. You're the president. So I'll accept that.
Technically, you'd be the president.
Sorry, what I'm talking about. Technically, I'm now the president.
Yeah. Let's talk about the track. Because this has gone well away.
Let's talk about the track. Yeah. If you were absolutely buzzing, this track would sound pretty crazy, I think. So yeah, how do you say it? Armageddon.
So yeah, Armageddon.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, right. Armageddon.
Yeah.
It's a play on words with Armageddon. Like ghetto. It says ghetto in there.
Oh, okay. That's
Get
why
it? Like it's cool.
Yeah,
it's cool. And it is a cool track. Cool. I thought he was part of the Cool Kids Club, Chris. Obviously not.
I am part of the Cool Kids Club. I'm the president of the United States now, so I'm definitely part of the Cool Kids Club. 3 out of 5 drinks for me on this one.
I'm dying. Okay, Armageddon, Marco Ferrawan, and Greco. I gave it 4 out of 5 drinks. Did I? Yes, I did. I gave it 4 out of 5 drinks. So I'm looking, thinking, is that on the track before? Like 4 out of 5 drinks. I thought it was a banger. I love the sample. I don't know if it is a sample. I love the vocal. I miss Clubs very badly. Defected did a live stream not long ago. This got played quite a lot in it. And when I heard it, I was like, what is this? 4 out of 5 drinks. It's a track that I would Shazam if I didn't know what it was and I was somewhere.
That's good. That shows it's
Would you Shazam it? Yes, you would.
Yes,
you would. I reckon you'd say no, I wouldn't. But then if you heard it out, didn't know what it was, you're like, what's this? You'd Shazam it.
The vocal's cool.
There you go. 4 out of 5 drinks. We agree to disagree. Whatever. The next track, Nobody's Business. Jay Prince.
The rapping's wicked. The beat's really cool. The singing didn't quite tick my box. So I gave this one 2 out of 5 drinks for me.
Okay, look, we was really close on our scores. The first sort of 5, 6, 7 in. We was really close, like basically equal scores. I think they were equal scores, and now we've gone away. I gave this 5.
Wow,
I love this track.
Okay,
I love it. Love the beat. Love the rapping. I enjoy the singing.
I like the album artwork. The album artwork was really cool.
Oh, I like the album artwork.
I do.
What answer is that?
I like the album artwork. I do. It's a cool album artwork. Sorry.
That's like saying I'm not a big fan of that football team or basketball team. I like their kit.
That's actually true. I used to support Arsenal when I was younger, and the only reason I actually started supporting Arsenal because I thought the kit was cool.
Well, I don't follow football, so no clue if their kit was cool or not. I can tell you the Golden State Warriors kit was not that cool when I was younger. They had one cool kit, the We Believe kit, which has come back for 2020. So I need to get my hands on that. Yeah, I gave it 5 drinks. Jay Prince, Nobody's Business, 5 fat drinks because I think it's a banger. And it's my type of thing. I love something that's a little bit different. and it's different, but in the vein of stuff I like. So it got 5. So. Okay, Eyes on Me, Mike Magoo, TCTS featuring Annabelle England.
Yeah, wicked track, really cool. The drop sound like continued for a long time. It's like with this, obviously the tech house kind of esque wave of dance music that's kind of going crazy right now after losing it Fisher. Like, I guess all the producers right now, like, we're all trying to, like, you know, and like emulate that sound and like kind of innovate on it. But there's only like a limited amount of things you can kind of do in that field, whilst like still trying to keep it cool and a bit techie, and but also like commercially appealing, you know. So it's quite difficult. But I really enjoyed this track. It was cool. So 3 out of 5 drinks for me.
Okay. Eyes on Me, Mike Magoo and TCTS featuring Annabelle England. I gave this 4. Gave it 1 more than you. I know exactly what you're saying about that whole production side of it and the drops and stuff. I thought it was really good. Mike Magoo is sort of like, he's 1 track away. I've realised this with like having a breakout hit.
He's been around for years.
Yeah. And like his stuff is always crisp. Equally, TCTS has some amazing stuff.
He's a wicked producer, TCTS.
Yeah, like unbelievable. And Annabelle England's vocals are beautiful. Like, she has beautiful vocals on every track she does. And some of her vocals are almost like haunting, which I love that. I gave it 4. I thought it was really good. Like, I think maybe in the whole electronic dance music scene, there's a lot of filler. And obviously a lot of the tracks that I've picked out, I like to think rise above that. Equally, I think this one does. So that's why I got 4 out of 5 drinks.
Yeah.
Okay, 2 more left. Next one, What That Speed Bout. Mike Will Made It featuring Nicki Minaj, and his second time on the reviews today. Young Boy Never Broke Again.
It was cool. It's definitely like a club track. 3 out of 5 drinks. I don't really have too much to say about this one. 3 out of 5 drinks for me.
You're right, it's definitely a club track. What That Speed Bout, Mike Will Made It. Nicki Minaj and Young Boy Never Broke Again. Would this bang in a club? Yes. Does it get 4 drinks? Yes. Why doesn't it get 5 drinks? Because I can't play it in a club. That's it.
So it's not the track. It's not the track's fault. It's the world's fault.
Yeah, pretty much.
Fair enough.
It's mainly Boris Johnson's fault, but whatever. Look, I think it's really good. I really like Nicki's verse. And I like Nicki on it. Young Boy Never Broke Again on it. It's good, but I think it's a bit of a... Look, Nicki Minaj don't come out with a lot of tracks or features, so when she does, I think they're quite hand selected. I think this is really good. So it got 4 out of 5. Okay, last track today. It's called Sunshine Kissing by Jerry Reed.
This is really cool. Like, actually really cool. Really innovative. Like a kind of a bit of a switch up on the kind of disco craze that's kind of going on right now in dance music and house music. So I gave this one 4 out of 5 drinks. Cool track.
Okay, Sunshine Kissing, Jerry Reed. I rated his last track on this podcast.
Yeah.
I think I gave it 4.
Yeah.
I think it was Shit Can't Make Anything or something like that.
Yeah.
Jerry Reed. I gave that, I think, a 4.
I think it was you gave it a 4, yeah.
Yeah, this gets a 5. This is better than that.
Nice.
This is banging. It's a really nice play on the disco vibe, which is really big at the moment. I love that type of stuff. I'd play it, I'd listen to it, I'd force it upon people if they didn't like it. He gets 5 drinks. It's solid through and through. We sort of agree on that, I think.
Cool track.
You gave 4, I gave 5, whatever. Okay, that's all the reviews this week. I think we zip through them very quick. It's because we're missing Pav. Because Pav, what do you think, Pav?
Yeah, I think a little bit of that.
Okay.
And also, I think a lot of the tracks this week, we didn't have too much to say about them. Like, there were some cool
like
tracks
solid.
in there. Yeah, there were cool tracks in there, but we didn't have too much like to go in depth about them, really.
No.
But it's cool, though. Some nice records in there. I do feel like that Hawaii track with Maluma featuring The Weeknd, that I know I did give it 3. I might give it 4 out of 5 drinks because that track is really good, and the original as well. You know, I'm really enjoying that kind of track. So,
so you backtracking and saying, "Oh, I got that one wrong."
I would say I'm just looking back over the list now, and I feel like I did actually really enjoy that track, like the original and now the remix. So I'm going to backtrack and give that 4 out of 5 drinks because that was a really strong track. Definitely a strong contender for track of the week, I think.
My point with the Hawaii track, whatever it is, by Maluma, and it's the remix featuring The Weeknd, was the original with Maluma easily is 4 drinks. The Weeknd's good on it, but doesn't add anything, so I didn't give it 5. But it's equally, whether you listen to this or the remix, makes no difference.
Yeah. Both.
It's a solid 4 thing. So, you know, I was right, you was wrong, whatever.
Oh, wow. Look, would Obama ever say that? Actually, he would say that to Joe Biden.
Hang on.
What?
Pav agreed with me. So he said, Wade, you was right. Did you not hear him? Fair enough. Okay, let's do track of the week.
Track of the week. Right.
You was waiting for someone else to say so, because it's very different when it's just me and you.
No. I'm just looking through the list now. What's it going to be? Do you know what? I think my track of the week, I'm going to have to go with Hawaii, Maluma featuring The Weeknd. That's going to be my track of the week. Great record.
I think that's a really strong one, and because you backtracked on it, I think everyone could guess you'd mostly do that.
That track needs a shout out. That is a great record.
Yeah, really good record. I didn't go for that. I went for Sunshine Kissing by Jerry Reed.
That was my close second. For real.
Yeah,
Definitely.
what about it? I couldn't really not. It got 5. It was between that and obviously Jay Prince with Nobody's Business, but I really, really, really back this Jerry Reed track, the Sunshine Kissing track. I love it. We need to agree on one now for Pav, because he's not here.
That's what we do, isn't it?
Not
when Pav's
for
not
Pav.
Here,
when one of us isn't here, basically the other two just try and find the track.
See, it would be
that can't be the same as ours.
It would be Jerry Reed Sunshine Kissing, but you've already done that as your one. So,
and my one would have been Hawaii or Hawaii, Maluma and The Weeknd. So not that.
It's tricky. A lot of these records are great records. They didn't kind of blow my mind. Do you know what? I feel like I'm gonna have to go with Gotcha, Unknown T, Vybz Kartel, Digga D. That track is cool.
See, I was gonna go with Giggs, Buff Baddies. I will concede this and go with the Gotcha, Unknown T, Vybz Kartel, Digga D track.
That track is cool.
Because it's a collaboration and Vybz Kartel's in prison. So, you know,
Fair one.
it ain't that easy getting a feature if you're in prison. So I'll go with, and it did make me want to throw something.
Yeah, it's like you can't not get hyped when you hear that track. It's just like the most...
Okay, so our third track of the week is Gotcha, Unknown T, Vybz Kartel and Digga D, which would have been Pav's track of the week, but Pav's not here, so we've done the third one for him. To recap, you went with Hawaii, the remix, Maluma featuring The Weeknd. I went with Sunshine Kissing by Jerry Reed, and we both equally decided which would have been Pav's track, Gotcha by Unknown T, Vybz Kartel and Digga D. Yeah?
Yeah.
Fantastic. As always, you can listen to all the music that we talk about on the podcast on our Spotify playlist. It's called No Drinks in the Booth. Artist and playlist title are the same name. Please check it out, because I very, very, very carelessly and tiringly put my life and energy into this playlist. Every week, boom, it updates without fail. And if you want to get ahead of the curve, listen on a Sunday, look at it on a Sunday, because that's when I do it. And equally, you can check out the YouTube, our No Drinks in the Booth playlist there, which will have the videos for the tracks, the ones that have got videos or lyric videos, whatever they've got out. And I always urge you to check out the YouTube, because the visuals are just as important sometimes as what it sounds like. Well, that sums up the news and reviews this week. We've zipped through fairly... No, we haven't zipped through that quick. We got through fairly quick.
Yeah,
we've got loads to talk about now, really.
Yeah, we can really get into
because
this
it's been
topic.
a big week.
Yeah, it's been a big week.
So not only was Saturday my sister's birthday, happy birthday. It was the day that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris became the next president-elect and vice president-elect. The American people voted. There was outrage by the Republican and Trump camp. It was a long old process getting there because of mail-in ballots and provisional ballots and all the other stuff. I saw it on CNN, oddly enough. And yeah, I'm happy about it. Like, the way I'd most probably start this would be to say, fuck Donald Trump, Black Lives Matter still, and for once unity sort of worked. Like the American people spoke. I'm not American, but I do have family and friends out there, and they got what they wanted. I know the Trump camp and that side are sort of saying, well, it's not over. We're going to, take it to court, the Supreme Court and X, Y, and Z. But I think when I last looked this morning, Joe Biden was ahead by 7 million votes. So even if there was some votes counted twice or whatever had happened, when they do recounts, is so ahead by such a huge margin that Trump won't win, basically.
No, well, it's decided now, right? I mean, that's it. He's going to be president.
Yeah, I think... Yeah. They're going to do a recount on a couple of the states that were very close, like I think Georgia and stuff like that. But I think now, because he's won by such a huge margin, even if, let's say, 1,000 votes were wrong, it wouldn't... Because that's all they normally find is a couple hundred votes. It's not even a couple hundred. They normally find 100 or 200 at a push that are wrong or double or whatever it is. So because he's ahead by 7 million... Even if you halve that, he's still won.
Yeah, unlikely. Only thing I'd say is obviously one of the criticisms of the electoral system out there. I think we have a similar thing in our country. Is obviously it's not a last past the post system where it's like just the number of votes. It's to do with like the electoral colleges. So hopefully, I know he's 7 million ahead, or like in total, right? So hopefully that doesn't mean that when it comes to looking at the electoral colleges, it doesn't get affected. That would be the only thing.
So I think the what I saw today was because he's ahead by so many votes that even if you was to flip one of these states, he would still be ahead, if that makes sense.
Okay.
He's too far. He's won too many electoral college votes now.
Oh, good.
To the point that one or two, you could flip one or two states and it wouldn't matter. I'm going to double check to see how many he's got in general.
I think you're right though, because it was 270 to win, and now he's on
290.
There you go. Yeah. So I think it's definitely in the bag for Joe Biden, which is great. But yeah, crazy week, really. Do you know what? I was gonna start this kind of discussion section off by just saying that I saw a tweet earlier today about how to America from the rest of the world, thank you for providing a great entertainment, a great show with the election during lockdown, during quarantine. And I feel like to a certain extent, like I sort of read this tweet and I was like, wow, like to a certain extent, I feel like it has become that a little bit, just because it's like, obviously when we can't vote, we don't live in the United States, so for us it's like, we are interested in it in like a moral kind of standpoint, but also I do feel for a lot of people, it's very interesting watching what's going on, and it is a little bit like a movie, like something to entertainment almost, like just this, it's exciting to read about it. It doesn't, although it affects us I guess a little bit, but it's not something that's going to like massively affect my life, but I'm still super interested in it. I know more about what's going on in American politics right now than I do British politics, I can tell you that. Like,
yeah it's played out on the world stage, in front of millions and millions of people. I think for the people that voted for Trump, he's not got in, it's sad, I understand. Like, you might have voted for him for completely innocent reasons, like whatever they are. Some of his policies you might have agreed with, like the unemployment or the tax percentages and stuff like that. Not everyone that votes for Trump is a raging racist. I don't think that. Some people vote based on other reasons and voted for him. And for them, I suppose they're quite scared and worried what the world will be like now for their bubble. And then there's obviously a lot of people that are just like, feel relieved. Trump's gone. That's it. We're no longer the laughing stock of the world.
Yeah.
Because that's how they feel. They feel like, oh my God, we've got a reality fucking TV president in, and we have to wake up and see what he's saying on Twitter to find out if he started World War III.
Yeah. I was looking at some clips on YouTube of Barack Obama doing presidential things, going and meeting people, doing press conferences, talking to fellow politicians, etc., and looking what he was doing compared to how Trump has done it over the years, which everyone knows that, don't they? They've seen how Trump's handled the press and how he handled other politicians. Like, honestly, it's you watch Obama, and for me, it's like inspiring, and then you watch Trump, and you just cringe. It's just so, just what Biden said. I think he mentioned something about like demonizing culture, like just dark years and the rest of it. I do agree with that. Like the way Trump, if you go on YouTube and look at some of these clips, the way he talks to people, in my opinion, is shocking. Like it really is shocking compared to the crazy thing for me is shocking compared to what happened just before him, which was Obama. Like integrity, like honourable, respectable, diplomatic. I mean, it's such a crazy contrast. Like it's interesting.
He was very witty. He was funny. Yeah. He had a lot of people back him. I think the scary thing for Americans and for equally for us in the UK about having someone like Donald Trump as president is he was normalising racism.
Yeah.
Which has no place in our society or world.
No.
And he was normalising it. Some of the stuff he said, calling coronavirus the China flu.
Shocking.
Actually, and you have and then you have people like Donald Trump that will criticise it and say, "Oh, that's what it is from China." That you can beat around the bush however you want to say it. Is racist. He is racist. Saying about the Proud Boys to stand by and stand back during his debate, stuff like that. Look, and America and the world really need someone that will bring unity, and I think Joe Biden and Kamala Harris will do that. I hope they will do that. I don't think them winning is like, oh my God, the world's safe, the USA safe. They've got a really hard job, and I hope they make the right decisions. And if they don't, they should be held accountable like any other president and vice president. I don't think we're saying they're like the saviour of the US, but we are saying at least they have a commander-in-chief that's stable.
Mm-hmm.
I think would be a fair statement. Isn't maybe an egomaniac, because Donald Trump is, and isn't very sort of off the cuff, like, because I don't know about you, I do feel like Trump could just hit that nuke button at any point. He's got that sort of thing.
But yeah,
the scary thing is he's the leader of the free world, and he is a bit off the wall. Pretty much. Don't get me wrong, he's done some good things in his presidency. He granted clemency to people that were convicted for drug charges and wrongly convicted, so like give them 40 years for having like a joint on them and stuff like that. So you've got to be unbiased in that respect and give him his due on the things he did do.
Yeah.
But I think he's done so much wrong it far outweighs that, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's I think what I like is that you can just see by looking at Joe Biden's videos on his Twitter, like how his message of unity, like we said earlier in the podcast, like love, the country coming together, just generally those just fundamental moral kind of standpoints. It's just refreshing to see that compared to what Trump has done and what Trump is like, because regardless of what happens in the next 4 years, at least it's going to come from that place, like a good moral standpoint. That's where it's going to come from, which for me personally is just a much better way of doing it. And yeah, just someone a bit just calmer in the White House, and as you said, like pressing that nuke button. How much would it take for, say, the results, the events of the last 4 years went differently? How much would it take for Trump to flip and suddenly declare war on North Korea? Like, is it really that far-fetched that could have happened if things went differently? And he won't think of, the country and all the people that could die, and Joe Biden will, I think, because of his fundamental values and principles, which, he's outlined and that helped him win this presidency. So I was watching ABC News, and they literally called it. They said, everyone's breathed a sigh of relief. That's a sigh of relief. Everyone's just relaxed now because, it's not going to be easy like the next 4 years, but at least it's just going to be done,
with dignity.
Yeah, and just like it's a bit just less tense, less like just sort of showdowns of like world leaders, reporters, other politicians. Just much like Obama did. So even though we don't,
he was Obama's vice president for 8 years.
There you go. Yeah, there you go. You know, so even though we don't live in the US, it's going to be nice seeing Biden on the news. You know, doing his thing.
Well, it does affect us as well because we're one of America's closest allies in terms of our country.
Yeah.
I think. Do you want some fun facts? Because I've got some
Here we go.
good facts about this. So Joe Biden's one of the youngest people to be elected into the Senate back in the day.
Yeah.
When he first got elected in the Senate, and he will be now the oldest president to get elected.
That's cool.
Fun fact, and equally another fun fact about Kamala Harris is she is the first woman vice president, the first black vice president, and the first Indian vice president because she comes from a black and Indian heritage.
That's cool.
And Joe Biden is the most voted for president in US presidential history.
Yeah.
75 million votes, I think it is.
That's cool. That's really cool.
Like, the country spoke. The scary thing is that I've got two, I'd call them friends. I've got two people that are that I'm friends with that both support Trump. And I spoke to him this week, and one of them said, I support him for X, Y, and Z reason, which were like morally right reasons. It weren't none of the racist stuff. It was, you know, more to do with unemployment and you know, some of the tax stuff and, you know, that type of thing.
Yeah.
And he said, he's lost. Joe Biden's coming in. We just got to get on with our life. I'm not going to fuss and fight. He's won fair and square. That's it. Like, I'm not going to cry. He said, it's a shame because obviously I wanted the Republicans to get back in, but they didn't. And now and he just sort of was like, who did you want to be? I said, Biden. And he said, oh, fair enough. And we just basically spoke about life like normal. Fine. One of my other friends posted all these crazy facts on the internet about how Trump can still win, what Trump's done for African American people and what Trump's done for this and that. And if you give him a Trump quote or that, does not accept it, fake news, fake this, fake that, fake that. And I said to him, I said, look, he's lost, you know, it's a shame, but, you know, you've got to move on and, you know, hopefully it brings the country together and Joe Biden can do that. And if not, you know, we're holding him accountable for the things he does do. Would not have it.
No.
Trump's going to win. You know, Trump's staying in for the next 4 years. Don't get it was like talking to, and the only way I can describe it, and these are both Trump supporters, one, it was like talking to a grown adult and going, we agree to disagree. Fine, let's move on. And the other one, it was like talking to a child.
Yeah. Crazy.
And they're both of the same age, of the same intellect. And it was just mental to see like the variation of like a Trump supporter.
Yeah, I just really don't understand it personally. I was watching BBC News and they were interviewing protesters protesting on behalf of Trump at the White House or at Biden rallies or whatever, just wherever it was. And like they're just convinced that everything he says is absolutely correct.
Yeah. We did tell him to drink bleach at one point, didn't we?
Yeah. And even, funny you mentioned that, Nigel Farage went on to...
I saw that.
Obviously leader of the Brexit Party, for anyone who doesn't know. He went on to Good Morning Britain and admittedly, what Trump said, he didn't say bleach, he said disinfectant, but bleach is disinfectant, but still, okay, he didn't say bleach is disinfectant.
Well,
the point is...
For clarity,
sorry, go on.
For clarity, drinking bleach or disinfectant is dangerous.
Yeah. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter which one it is, but... Anyway, but what happened was Nigel Farage, leader of the Brexit Party in the UK, went on to Good Morning Britain and said to Piers Morgan, who hosts Good Morning Britain with Susanna Reid, said Trump told people to inject themselves with bleach, which he did. We all know he did. And then Nigel Farage said, no, he didn't. It's fake news. And then Piers talked to the producers and got the clip up of Trump saying that he injects himself with, he suggested you should inject yourself with disinfectant. He immediately used the word disinfectant, not bleach, but still, it's the same thing. You shouldn't do it, obviously, either or, it doesn't matter. And he literally played it, not once, but twice, okay, to Nigel Farage. And Nigel Farage, literally, Piers said, did Trump just say, did Trump just suggest you inject disinfectant into you to help cure yourself of coronavirus. And Nigel Farage still said no. He was like, no. Like, he literally played the clip to him twice. It's gone viral on like Twitter, YouTube. Make sure you check this out. But I just saw that as a crazy example of how, I'm going to use the word brainwashing, like how good Trump is at like speaking and putting ideas forward. Obviously, ex-TV producer, so it's not that surprising. Sorry, not hating on TV producers, but I'm just saying he has the ability. Sorry, that sounded like a hate on TV producers. Not hating on TV producers. I'm just saying he has the ability to, construct ideas and persuade people, using like presentation and speech and all the rest of it. It's an example of basically the brainwashing almost that Trump can do. Because how else would you describe it? He literally played the clip and still refused to hear it. I mean, I don't know what else you can call it. Really, it's crazy.
So, to bring more clarity, the reason Nigel Farage was in America was because he was at a Trump rally, speaking at a Trump rally before the election, and Donald Trump introduced Nigel Farage as the King of Europe.
Wow.
So then there's these poor people, whether they're supporters of Trump or not, that obviously they wouldn't know who Nigel Farage is, and they might not be educated to enough that know that Europe doesn't have a king overall. So these people are there thinking, God, this is the King of Europe, like endorsing Donald Trump. Equally, Little Pump come out at a rally and spoke about Donald Trump wearing a MAGA hat. But Donald Trump introduced him as Little Pimp, not Little Pump. He's cancelled. No one's listening to his music again. My favourite rapper, Lil Wayne, posted a photo of him with Donald Trump saying he spoke to Donald Trump and about something they were doing, for, I think, African Americans. So I'd like to think he had the right intention, but obviously didn't get received well. The guy can't even get people's names right at his rallies.
Yeah, it's just beyond, for me, it's just beyond belief. Like,
and he got elected as the president. If you want to see, and it's really funny, and I don't think you should tarnish every supporter with the same brush, because there's going to be supporters that aren't racist, and there equally would be some that are. And the ones that are racist, fuck you, and the ones that aren't, you're voting for what you want. Watch Jordan Kepler on YouTube. He talks to people at Trump rallies. You might not have seen it, but he asks them questions and we'll give them a fact and they'll be like, no, it's wrong. And he'll be like, that's what he said. Like, and he will show them the video and they're like, no, it's fake. Like Jordan Kepler's talking at Trump rallies. Tonight, Chris, if you've got nothing to watch, Jordan Kepler's got a YouTube full of them. Please check them out. They are the most hilarious thing you'll ever find in your life. It's just scary. The racism part is what scares me, because no one should normalise racism
and the way he talks
or
about women as well.
Yeah, misogyny. Yeah, grabbing them by the pussy. That's not exactly what you call right in any way morally. Yeah, I don't know anyone that agrees with that.
And like doing like out of 10 ratings when you're like the president. I mean, seriously.
Well, didn't he say he'd go out with his own daughter if she weren't his daughter?
Or something like that. It's just odd. Like. Yeah, it's just not what you want. Obama did a speech on the Jimmy Kimmel show about Trump. This was a few years ago, and I watched it last night. And I think he hit it. I'm a big fan of Obama, but I do think, yeah. Well, we both are, aren't we?
Yeah.
He really did hit it on the head, and he was like, yeah, when you're the president, like you have a job to do, you have a duty to the country. You are representing the United States of America. So, you have to conduct yourself in a certain way when you have that job. Just as the same as when you're a DJ or a music producer or a podcaster.
Any public figure.
Or anything, really. Or anything. You work at Starbucks, right? You have to conduct yourself in a certain way. So when it comes to like the president of the United States, it's even more important. And obviously Trump, in my opinion, just completely the wrong kind of character to lead the country. But the good news is he won't be after January the 20th. So,
well, this sort of brings me on to my next point, because we've spoke about how much we dislike him. Oh, do you want another fun fact I'll give to you? So, YG and Nipsey Hussle have a song come out in 2016, well-known song. It's called Fuck Donald Trump. It is number 1 in the US iTunes chart.
that's so funny. That's funny.
Fantastic. And I suggest everyone listens to it. You can listen to the original Fuck Donald Trump, or you can listen to Fuck Donald Trump Part 2 that features YG with Macklemore and G-Eazy. Both great songs, streaming back to back to back to back. Well, my next thing is 20th of January, Biden and Kamala's in, Trump and Pence are out. Trump saying he ain't going.
At the minute, it's early days, yeah. But he's not the type of guy that's never gonna. He's never gonna say. He's never gonna concede, is he? He isn't.
No, he's never going to concede.
I don't think he is. Which again, shocking. That's just shocking.
Yeah. Do you think they're going to have to actually drag him out kicking and screaming?
That would be crazy if that happens. I just hope that if that does happen, then the protesters out. There's cameras, but really, more importantly, that the protesters outside doesn't turn violent like his supporters. Don't start like literally attacking like people outside the White House or that kind of thing, or in cities, you know.
Well, if you look, when Biden won on Saturday, you looked at New York, LA, Philadelphia, Atlanta, Washington, right? So and people were celebrating, parties in the street,
but
people dancing, people singing.
I also spoke to a friend of mine in LA on the phone, and she was saying that she went out to get coffee or something, and people were boarding up their shops. Just in case there were riots or lootings and stuff. And this was before the presidency got announced. So hopefully that might have calmed down now. I've not spoken to her since, but hopefully.
Oh, you really care about her. She's thinking it might be rioting and looting. I ain't spoke to her since. I'm sure she's fine.
No, but I think, you know, we'll...
Chris is thinking I might give her a call after this podcast.
Yeah, she probably checked to make sure she's okay. But that's what she's done. I was like, wow, that's crazy. You know, like literally people preparing to, you know, for violence in the streets. Like, you know, and equally, this is the actual real problem with how Trump handles himself, because this is the real things that it causes danger to people's lives, like real people's lives.
Because he condones it. Yeah. I think that equally, speaking about shops being boarded up in America, our shops are boarded up here in the UK because they can't open.
Yeah, slightly different story.
Yeah, because we're obviously in a lockdown, which is boring. I don't know, it doesn't feel like a lockdown. How have you been coping with it first week, really?
Yeah, it doesn't really feel like... It's been called the second lockdown, but it's nothing like the first lockdown. I mean, you know, the first lockdown really was... Well, everything was locked down. But... You know, things are still open. Like, you know, you can still actually... We were talking, actually, and we were saying that, I really enjoy just going to grab a coffee, or... These are the little things that we both really enjoy, and we can't do. And we can't do them the same, but I went out and got a coffee the other day, and I didn't break any rules or guidelines. I just had a takeaway coffee, which was allowed.
But I didn't think you was allowed to do that. I thought you could only do click and collect a coffee.
No, you can definitely go and collect. I went to McDonald's and got a coffee. Just you can't sit in. You have to take it out of the restaurant.
Right.
And I did that. You know, and
I'm gonna go to my local coffee shop after this anyway. So
yeah, have a look. Not all coffee. Like, it was only like McDonald's was open, Costa was open.
Oh no, they're open. I double checked. They're available for takeaway, I think.
That's it. Yeah, it's takeaway only. So you can still kind of do that. And in the first lockdown, you couldn't do that. So it's not as bad as the first lockdown. Which is I quite like that, because the first lockdown was quite miserable after the first few weeks.
Yeah, we spoke about that. We weren't even doing a podcast then, and we were speaking about it. We were just both very up and very down. I think I was really happy about the Joe Biden and Kamala Harris win, purely because I'm not a fan of Trump, as you know. and this weekend didn't feel like I was locked down because I think it was my sister's birthday, so we were sort of busy. But as the time's going on, I'm starting to find myself like,
yeah, that kind of thing.
it's another lockdown. But because stuff is open, oddly enough, so like, for example, retail shops like Top Man, River Island, Zara, places like that, you can click and collect still, which is a bit confusing. I understand why, because obviously you're just buying it online but collecting it in store. Equally, like kids and people at colleges and uni are still going to school, so you're not really curbing that much how much people stay in. Oh yeah, really? Go to work if you have to go to work and you can't work from home, which is quite a lot of people.
Yeah, I guess they're like avoiding just the mixing in shops, though, aren't they? You don't have people like going around.
Oh no,
like,
I get that. But then, it's like there was loads of illegal raves. That wouldn't happen if you had COVID secure pubs and nightclubs.
Yeah, that is a case for nightclubs and pubs. But then the number of people that would go into nightclubs and pubs, would that be more than the people that are going to the illegal raves? I don't know the statistics.
No, I can't imagine it. Well, hospitality contributed 2% of infection. That's obviously bars, pubs, restaurants. That's without nightclubs, obviously, because they're not allowed to open. So, I don't know. Look, I think we speak about it a lot in the podcast. I don't think it's been handled great. I don't think anyone does in some respect of here or there, whether it's test and trace, whether it's how the government have handled it, whatever. I just think the fact they keep doing U-turns doesn't help, like, which I'm going to come on to now. What a great link. Marcus Rashford and Andy Burnham. So Andy Burnham said that everyone should get 80% furlough, including self-employed people, freelancers, and people that have fell through the gaps. The government, when they did this second lockdown, they've now announced that people that are on furlough's extended till March 2021. Self-employed people, the next grant, which is November to January, which you can claim for at the end of November, will be 80%. But the people that fell through the gaps are still falling through the gaps. So partly what Andy Burnham said, but when Andy Burnham said it, they said, well, we don't have the money. We're not going to do it. And then they did a U-turn and did part of it. Equally, Marcus Rashford said, you need to feed kids for underprivileged kids and the free school meal stuff, which we spoke about before and everyone knows about, so I'm not going to dive into detail. And they said, no, we don't have the money. We've increased this and done that instead. Equally, on Saturday, Boris Johnson phoned him and said, yeah, we're going to do free school meals until, I think, Easter 2021, which is what he was asking for. But it doesn't help that they come out and say, well, we don't have the money, and then suddenly go, here's the money. Because you don't want to just say, well, no, we don't want to pay money for starving kids, because that sounds heartless.
Yeah, that was in terms of PR and also, for the kids as well. But you got to think from the other side of the argument, from the government's point of view, in terms of the PR implications of that, it's just crazy. Like, why would you allow that to happen? Where people now value what a footballer says over what the government says. I mean, and they've allowed that to happen. They didn't even need to allow that to happen.
No. Do you remember Matt Hancock during the first lockdown come out at one of the press conferences and said footballers need to do more? And Marcus Rashford, footballer, stepped up and has done more. And I bet he's eating his own words a little bit, because he's supposed to be thinking, oh, if I didn't say that, he'd just shut up and we wouldn't be paying for starving kids.
Well, we want footballers to do more, but also do it with the government. The government and the footballers, like, unity. Big shouts to Joe Biden. That's what we need, because it's just.
That's what I think's lacking in our government, is unity. And this is just me. I feel like the ministers say a lot in Parliament.
Yeah.
And say a lot in interviews and say this is what we want and this is fair, but it doesn't generally reflect what the public think or want.
No.
Like, I think the majority of the public would say, I don't want to be in another lockdown. I want a COVID secure way of leading my life.
Yeah.
Equally, I want to see my kids, grandkids, son, daughter, whatever, husband, whatever it is, not be locked away. I don't know. I just think with hopefully what's happened in America, this might give our government a bit of a kick to do the right thing. We can hope.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Hopefully, it's been on the world stage, as we said earlier. Perhaps it will inspire more people to maybe share the same values as what Joe Biden has done in his campaign, and be a little bit more unified and be inspired by it. I mean, I think I definitely am. It'd be nice to see the same, like, for the whole of the country.
Energy.
For sure. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
that's what I think.
I think it's a scary thing for everyone. Like you've heard me say a lot of time, checking your friends in hospitality and your family and stuff, and DJs and performers, give them a message. All this, but that was because it was just affecting our sector. I don't know about you, but it just feels like a general consensus of it's affecting everyone.
Well, it is now. I would say that, like I said, I think on the podcast last week, just the fact that we've now got a month of just the rules are simple. It's almost like, let's just get this month done and then we'll move on. And then let's go after that. At least there's no tier system. There's no, all these like very specific, easily forgotten for a lot of people rules. It's very just simple now. Lockdown for a month and then we'll see, will it work? Will it not? We'll look at it 2 or 3 weeks after the lockdown's ended. And it's for me, it's like refreshing to have that. Like, at least I know now there's some certainty, at least, on the whole situation for the next month. That's the one upside of this lockdown for me personally.
Well, so it ends on September 2nd. Mostly will end September 2nd. December 2nd. Do you think it actually will end? Because Michael Gove hinted that it could be longer.
Yeah, he did that. He shouldn't have done that as well, because that was literally like a couple of days before it
started.
What?
You would think their MPs, they'd have a little bit of knowledge up here because they like avoiding questions in Parliament quite well. You'd think they'd just shut their mouth when it comes to certain stuff, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I mean, it's tricky. It's tricky. And I don't know if it's going to be extended. I mean, I was chatting with my mum the other day actually about, we were thinking, well, it's going to probably go into a tier. So which tier? Obviously, I'm in Essex.
To go into?
I'm in Essex right now. So, which tier is Essex going to go into? Is it tier 2, tier 3? I mean, who knows? So will it go back to that, or maybe it will be extended? So that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Until December the 2nd, it's certain until that point. I mean, what happens after that point, we won't know. We'll probably find out at the end of November.
That'd be helpful.
That would be helpful, as opposed to like on the day. But even when
so do you mean like coming out on Halloween night at 6:30 and saying this is what's happening?
Yeah, crazy. Yeah, just so there's more certainty, because as I said, for me personally, I'm not sure if anyone else feels like this, but it's just now it's certain. We know what we can and can't do for the next month, and it's a clear effort to kind of curb coronavirus and the effects it has. Cool, fine. But then after this month, what's the next step? It needs to be progressing. It can't just be, this rule, that rule, tiers, 5 coloured rating system.
Like Nando's.
Yeah, like the Nando's rating system. What's it going to be? It needs to just a little bit more certainty.
Yeah, am I lemon and herb or am I extra hot?
Exactly.
Tell me now.
Yeah, always extra hot, mate. Actually, no, I never get hot. No, I always get medium. No.
What you just lie on this podcast. Extra hot. I don't even get hot. No, I get medium.
No,
I get Perry Tamer.
I say extra hot, but no, it's medium. But then you get the hot sauce on the side. Then you add the hot sauce.
No. Well, what was hot was when me and Chris went Turtle Bay once. Oh, that was hot.
That was hot. I had double jerk. I had two portions of jerk. I fully went for it.
Because we've not really spoke about music on this second half of the podcast, really, so much. Well, all the music stuff is nothing's happening because no one can do nothing. We've spoke about Biden and Kamala Harris and Donald Trump being outed now from the White House. We spoke about our government quickly and how they're a bit useless and how great Marcus Rashford is. And now we're talking about a Nando's rating system. We've got a little bit of time left, really. So, Turtle Bay. Me and Chris went to Turtle Bay. It was like during part of a lockdown. It was legal. Like, we was perfectly allowed to go because you could mix with another household. and we mixed. I think it was back when like Eat Out to Help Out was on. I can't even remember, but it was legal, so no one can grass us up to the place because it was legal. And we went to Turtle Bay, which was near Chris, which is a Caribbean restaurant.
Yeah.
For people, if you don't know, I don't know how you might not know.
Is there Turtle Bay in America? I don't know if there is or not.
Look, stop asking me these questions. Just Google it on your own phone.
Yeah, I'll Google it. I'll Google it now.
So we basically went Turtle Bay, socially distanced and all that stuff. Yeah, all the good stuff. And I've been a few times before, so I got, I think, jerk hot wings to start, and then like chicken and waffles or something for a main. And Chris went double jerk with jerk wings, and then jerk. Was it ribs?
Yes, it was. Yeah, ribs. That was it. Yeah.
And by the end of it, God, that was hot.
That was hot. My eyes were watering. Like that was an eye-watering meal.
Me and Chris were having like some really nice, in-depth, intelligent conversation about music and the industry, and it's quite boring to outside-in people, but we was like really enjoying it. And he was just getting more. His eyes were watering. I thought he was going to cry at some of the stuff we was talking about. And I just clocked that it was because the jerk.
Yeah.
Because Chris thought it would be a good idea to get jerk wings and then jerk ribs.
It was so nice, though. I can't wait to go back.
It was lovely,
it was
yeah.
So good. Great restaurant.
We're going to do that again.
Definitely.
We're going to...
Definitely.
We had coffee after, and we was in there right up until they closed, oddly enough.
Yeah. And there was like hardly anyone in there, wasn't there? Like, it really wasn't anyone. Although it was like, what was it, a Tuesday or Wednesday or something?
I think it was a Tuesday, yeah. I think... Yeah, it was nice. Shout out to our waitress Georgia.
Oh, Georgia.
Pick up Georgia.
Oh yeah, fantastic.
She was
fantastic service. Legendary.
She was like bang on the drinks. Like if you need another one, boom, straight away. Had one.
I wasn't waiting for anything, mate. She knew exactly when we needed like a top up, coffees, everything. Fantastic.
Yeah,
nice to see.
Next time I'd get dessert. We didn't do dessert.
No, I'm not really like a dessert guy, you know. I'm not really. I like a coffee. I don't like a dessert.
Yeah, I like a coffee. Well, I like a dessert if I've had something spicy, and I did have something spicy, but I was really full, so I was like, nah, coffee will do.
Yeah, coffee will do.
Well, Pav's meant to have this segment near the end of the podcast now, where we talk about food and what we'd order.
Well, we have ticked that box. We've ticked that box.
So we've sort of ticked that box. Okay. Because you think we've just spoke about Turtle Bay and shout out Turtle Bay, but they're a proper restaurant. I think we was talking more like fast food.
Oh, okay. Right.
So maybe we should do a little what our order is.
Or
well, that's the thing. What for?
Well,
because Pav is the one. Pav comes up with this, but Pav's not here.
We did say last week we're going to do a meal deal order. What do we get for a meal deal from Tesco's?
Straight up, let's do the meal deal.
Yeah, so and if anyone, I mean, if you live in the UK and you don't know what a meal deal is, like, I'll be surprised. But obviously, yeah, it's like you pay £3 and you get, what is it, a drink?
This is
main
a drink
and a snack for £3 from Tesco, from the fridges.
From Tesco, yeah.
The meal deal.
Various other meal deals are available. Sainsbury's do a meal deal, Marks and Spencer's do a meal deal, but we're not talking posh. We're talking straight up Tesco.
Maybe the Co-op as well. Pretty sure the Co-op do a meal deal. I think
they do.
It's a bit of a trend. It's a trend. And obviously the key with the meal deal is that how you win the meal deal is that when you put it all through the till, like the self-service till, and it comes to like £6 or £7 like worth of stuff, but then obviously the discount takes it down to £3. Like, how much can you get for £3? That's the key, because it has to fall into the category of drink.
There's videos on the internet on like how to like get the most expensive items.
I didn't know that
in the meal deal.
That's serious.
Yeah, like I saw one come across, like this was about a year ago, and equally there's how it's actually cheaper not to get a meal deal if you're buying like a very basic thing, like for example maybe like just a ham sandwich and a water, and a ready sorted packet of crisps or something. It's cheaper to not get a meal deal.
Yeah. Should we do the orders though?
Yeah, straight up, I'm waiting.
Right. So for me, it has to be drink. No. So I'm starting with the main first. The main. So I get the chicken. What do I get? Either the southern fried. Oh, it's difficult. I'm trying to decide in my mind which one I go for. It's gonna have to be the chicken Caesar wrap. Chicken Caesar wrap.
Oh, I thought you was doing a sandwich. Oh, because you can do
You can do
everything on the
anything,
meal
yeah,
deal.
don't do
You can do a
sandwich.
pasta pot. You can do a wrap. Yeah.
Pasta pot, nah, overrated. Do you want to be chicken Caesar wrap with cheddar and onion McCoy's crisps and an innocent smoothie. Curveball, sometimes the innocent smoothies aren't included in the £3 deal, but sometimes they are.
Yeah.
So you just have to hope they are. If not, you go for the naked smoothie. It has to be a smoothie for me.
Yeah.
It's one of the two. And that's my order. And that comes to like £5-6 because the naked smoothies are like £2.50 a go. McCoy's are like £1, and then the wrap's like £2 or something. So yeah, for me, that's the perfect meal deal. What about you, Wade?
Okay, so I'm going to do like the sandwich meal deal
Okay.
because that's what I get. But on a very rare occasion, I will get the honey and mustard chicken pasta.
Okay.
So shout out to honey and mustard chicken pasta. But they don't actually have it that often, which is why I'm talking about the sandwich meal deal.
I understand.
Because it's one of them ones that if you go, I'm going to get it. But 9 times out of 10, they don't actually have it. Or they'll have one that's like proper battered. And you don't want that one that looks like someone's been eating it. So, sandwich, they've called it something else now, but it was the all-day breakfast.
Oh, yeah. Shout. Great
But I
sandwich.
think they've literally just broke that down into the sausage, bacon, egg sandwich now. It's the same thing. It's the all-day breakfast sandwich. And it's like thicker.
Okay.
I swear it's like 3 sandwiches.
Yeah, it's a serious sandwich. That if I had to go for a sandwich, and I remembered that one, that's one I would have gone for because that's a great sandwich.
That because I like breakfast.
Yeah.
And all day breakfast is like my thing. So all day breakfast sandwich, salt and vinegar McCoy's. So we're on like the same McCoy's wavelength. And drink wise, this is dependent. It depends on if I need the energy or if I'm just relaxing. Relaxing is a smoothie, either naked or innocent, whatever one's included. If I need the energy, it's a Mountain Dew or straight up Red Bull.
Really? You go for a Red Bull?
Or a Coke. Or a Coke.
Mountain Dew.
Like full fat
I miss
Coke.
Mountain Dew.
They still do Mountain Dew, Chris.
Yeah, I know, but
Still
I've
available.
not drunk it in God knows how long. Last time I had Mountain Dew.
So I would say my meal deal overall is a all-day breakfast sandwich, salt and vinegar McCoy's crisps, and for the sake of argument, I will say a Mountain Dew.
Now, just to jump in there, sometimes if I'm feeling it, I'll go for the steak and onion McCoy's. I don't know if that's really your vibe.
No, see, I like steak and onion McCoy's.
They're good, aren't they?
Good choice. Sometimes, they very rarely have them. I will go for Monster Munch.
Oh, yeah, I'll back that. I don't think I've actually ever got Monster Munch in a meal deal, though, but I do love Monster Munch.
Shout out Monster Munch. I love Monster Munch as well, but what flavour?
Pickled onion, obviously. Come on.
I'm straight up flaming hot.
Ooh. I mean, either or. I love Monster Munch, so either or. But I normally
to
go
be
for
honest
pickled
with
onion.
you, I love all the flavours of Monster Munch. That's fine. Side note, so you've got your meal deal. Sometimes, let's face it, the snack is great because you've got a drink, your crisp snack, and your sandwich wrap, pasta, whatever. But sometimes you want something extra, so you're going to pay out your own pocket for that extra chocolate.
Yeah, you are. And then you're looking at £4. It's a joke.
But
absolutely outrageous.
Yeah, but when you're feeling luxurious and you want to splash the cash, you want to make it rain in Tesco. What chocolate are you going for?
It's going to be Kit Kat or Yorkie, mate. One of the two.
Oh,
What?
Oh.
What?
Kit Kat or Yorkie? That's just boring.
What? That's the best. Everyone knows they're the best too.
Nah,
Go on.
I got either Snickers.
No, not feeling Snickers.
Yeah. Or Reese's peanut butter.
No. Oh dear.
Yeah.
No.
Between oh dear.
No. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I'd still eat them. I wouldn't say no, but I'd just
You're
out of the
saying no, but
selection.
you definitely eat them.
out of the selection. What about Oreos Dairy Milk? That's my favourite chocolate.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
They don't always have that either.
No,
That's a very
and you have to get it in a big bar. You can't get a little one.
Yeah. See, I would say they always have Snickers or Reese's
Yeah, they
because
do.
no one else likes it
Yeah,
besides me.
Oh,
so it's
do you
perfect.
like Bounty?
No.
Oh, thank God.
I don't mind Bounty. I wouldn't purposely pick one.
No, I'd never purposely pick a
I'd
Bounty.
eat one and be fine with it, but I wouldn't go out my way to buy one. To be honest, I wouldn't go out my way for Bounty,
No, not really.
Now we haven't got Pav to sort of sum up the whole what he gets. Should we just try and guess Pav's meal deal?
I think Pav definitely goes for steak and onion McCoys. I'm willing to bet money on that.
Oh, I reckon he goes for steak and onion McCoys, chicken salad sandwich. Yeah, the chicken. Is it chicken salad? What is it?
I think Pav goes for a pasta pot. Honestly, like just like the basic cheese and tomato pasta pot. I think.
And then what? Cheese and onion crisp or something?
Steak and onion McCoys, basic pasta pot, and then drink. I reckon Red Bull, to be fair.
Coke
or Coke.
Oh,
No,
Red Bull.
Coke.
I reckon Coke.
Yeah, Coke. You're right.
Okay, we're gonna write that. So hang on. Just sum up Pav's order.
So I think it's steak and onion McCoys, the basic cheese and tomato pasta pot, and then Coke.
I'm writing this all down. So then next week, hopefully I remember.
Yeah.
We can quiz him and say, what is your... This is ours. What is yours?
If we get it right.
Oh, look.
Amazing.
Yeah. Do we win a prize?
I don't know if we win a prize, mate.
A trip to Turtle Bay.
Oh,
there you go.
Oh, yeah.
When it's open and we can legally see each other. Because at the moment you can't. Okay, I think we should wrap it up. We've done pretty well.
Yeah.
We got footage, just me and you, Chris, riding solo but together.
I guess that's emotional.
Yeah, I know. Shout out to Pav. He was booking Adele or fighting B Young or I don't know.
Something, whatever he does.
He was doing so he couldn't make it, but he says he sends his love. He said we didn't, but. There you go. So to wrap up today's podcast, we had news, we had reviews, we had some good tracks of the week. We basically summed up the Biden, Kamala Harris, Donald Trump saga of an election. We said how great Marcus Rashford was, and we basically, we chose our meal deal at Tesco's.
I want one now.
So do I. I'm thinking I might just nip out after this. As always, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff. We're available on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Leave us a 5-star review. It pushes us up higher in the chart because we're number 1,000,001, and we like to see what you say about us. You can hit us up on social media as well. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Find us there, No Drinks at the Booth. Make sure you listen to the No Drinks in the Booth playlist by No Drinks in the Booth on Spotify, and check out the YouTube playlist for the videos of all the tracks we spoke about today. That's it for today. So, Chris, do you want to say anything?
No, great podcast and thoroughly enjoyed it.
Okay, so from me and Chris, fuck Donald Trump. Peace.